I put a spell on you, and now you're gonna watch me draw an elephant dressed as Winifred Sanderson here on My Sketchy Habit. Hello, my name is Patrick, I'm an artist, and this is My Sketchy Habit, where we draw every day, and we don't have to be ashamed, because we are art positive, and we believe in the good things of art, and we believe the complicated feelings we feel are not valid. The feelings that are most important are fun and joy, and that's what art brings to the world when you do it, when I do it, and when we all participate in it. So we do the Sketchy Habit as a way of drawing every day and not worrying too much about it. Speaking of drawing every day, we have an art gallery where we want to share your art. You can join the Doodle Croodle and show us what you can do in the Discord. There's a link to it down below. We also are on the first day of a very exciting new thing. We are doing inspirations. Every month we're going to come out with a new theme, and in that theme we're going to offer a list of words, very much like an Inktober or something like that. And those words are meant to inspire you. You can use them, you can do some of them, you can do all of them, you can do whatever you'd like. It's just an opportunity to be inspired, and we're going to include those words as part of the video every single day. So join the Discord to get that list and participate in this month's inspirations. It's going to be costumes this month, costume season because of Halloween, and it's super fun. We had our last art prompt yesterday, and that prompt was, of course, mug, and this is what I drew for our mug. It's super fun and cool. And yeah, we'll be starting our inspirations today. And yeah, check out the end of the video to find out what today's word was, or join the Discord to get the list for this week. For now, we're drawing animals in costumes, and we have an elephant who wants to be dressed as Winifred Sanderson. So let's get to the art. And our costumed character for today is, of course, going to be an elephant, and they're going to be dressed up as a Sanderson sister, which is very fun for me. I really love the movie Hocus Pocus. I almost said Bewitched. Oh, how embarrassing. And I love the energy and the vibe, and I feel like a sassy elephant character would really pull off a good Winifred Sanderson. There's something about the Bette Midler character that really is super fun. You can see here we started with just a general pose just to try to get our sort of sense of what an elephant might look like in the pose we're looking for, and then we come back through and start building in the various and sundry details on the elephant, like a trunk and, you know, eyes, and the dress we're going to ultimately make as well. And yeah, I think it's going to turn out really great. I haven't seen the sequel to Hocus Pocus, the more recent one. I'm worried that it'll ruin it for me. I'm not entirely sure. I think I will watch it eventually, but for now I haven't, and that's okay. You can see here I'm trying to get the hair in here now. This is always a tricky part of making an anthropomorphic animal, an animal in a costume. Do they wear the wig? Do they not wear the wig? Is the wig a good idea, a bad idea? And, you know, for this one, I feel like the hair is so iconic that you almost have to wear the wig. You have to get that sort of vibe in there, because without it, you don't really have Winifred Sanderson. That bright red hair is really critical, and so you can see me here sketching in something of the shape and some like stylized effects that will ultimately be curls. Get a little smile in here for this character, because of course Winifred Sanderson, though, you know, wicked, is having a great time being wicked, and so we're just sort of throwing this on here. This is the first witch we're drawing this week. We are drawing another witch later. It's just the season of the witch, you know, and so let's get a bit of a dress form on here. Now, when I started drawing the dress, things got a little bit more complicated than I wanted to. Obviously, the shape of an elephant doesn't exactly align with the shape of a human woman, which is reasonable, and so I had to do a little bit of nudging to sort of like place this dress on the body properly. So we get some of the forms here, and then I realized, oh, maybe the legs need to be, you know, there's a skirt at the bottom, and, you know, I think it might be too long in the torso, and the skirt needs to be a little longer. So I'll do some adjustments either here or in the line art. I can't quite remember where. And of course we had to get these sort of elephanty hands, very flat circular hands. And there's some details to the dresses, like the sort of openings and whatnot. Here we go with some shoes. It's game time. That's right. It's time where we play a little game, and I'm going to draw something, and you're going to figure out what it is. We're playing alphabets this week, where I take a letter of the alphabet and I draw something using its shape, and it's your job to guess it before time is up. Today the letter is B, so be your best, and good luck. And yeah, it was time for us to do line art, and that meant that, you know, we started to detail in elements of the trunk, elements of the elephants, and yeah, we're just sort of getting the wrinkles on this trunk. I always find trunk wrinkles to be like a really important part of drawing an elephant, but also a really tricky part to balance the level of detail you want to put in and where exactly you put them relative to the shapeliness of the object. This trunk has a little bit of a right turn to it. Or turn to the left on the page, and so, you know, you got to get some of those curves in the best you can. Speaking of which, we're back to building that hair, and we want to get the, you know, the real vibes of that amazing hairstyle. Make it big, make it wild, make it weird, and I think that this sort of works for what we're going for. Definitely works in the final render. I've never really done hair like this, where I just sort of like draw basically flat twirls on a flat object, but it works. It'll end up ultimately evoking what we want it to evoke. You can see here we're still trying to figure out the dress and the body, and I think I ultimately make some adjustments now before we get to our color. Ultimately though, we do want to, you know, put in a dress that works for this character as well as for the character of Winifred Sanderson. We want our characters to look good, right? We don't want to just, you know, throw them to the wolves. And so you can see here I'm starting to draw in the like ties that bind the dress, and I realized about halfway through that this loop thing I was doing wasn't quite what I wanted, and instead I wanted to go with this crossing. It's much more sensible, much easier to draw as well, and it looks better. And so all those things together mean that it is the right thing to do. And so you can see me here rebuilding it now with these sort of crossed overlapping lines. I realized that I always want the one going this way to be on top and the one going this way to be on the bottom, or at least for there to be consistency between which angle goes where, largely because that's how threading works, right? You don't typically thread upside down. I don't know exactly what I'm saying, but it's good. This dress also has a lot of trim to it, so it has like gold trim. It has like stylized sort of like incantation, arcane ruin kind of things on it, and I won't draw those until the actual coloring because there's no point, because they need to be yellow and I don't want to outline them and make them too vivid, and so we'll do that in the coloring once we get there, which should be soon. It's time for the Dad Joke Bad Joke, where I take a joke that comes from my dad, who sends me a joke every single day in WhatsApp, and I collect them all up so I can send them back to you. And today we have one about witches, and it goes like this. What do you call witches who live together? What do you call witches that live together? Broommates. Broommates. What do you call witches that live together? They're broommates. That's the Dad Joke Bad Joke. Let's get back to the art. And with that, we're going to start coloring our character here. Now, the colors for Winifred Sanderson are fantastic. There is bright red for the hair, there is bright green and deep purple for the outfit, and a lot of it really is vivid and you know, makes for a great character to color. You can see here we're just trying to get all those purples in, as well as those greens. I'm just trying to land things. We also need to get the purple underneath the sleeves, where the openings are. And then the big part of this render is going to be the gold trim. Now the gold trim goes in a lot of places, and so you'll see me here is trying to start drawing it in. I'm using a new layer and a clipping mask just to work on top of the colors that are already there so we can work non-destructively. So if we have to erase something, we don't have to erase all the green around it. We can just erase the colors. And we're just drawing in ruins. I looked at the ruins that were on the dress and sort of made these based off of them, but honestly, trying to match them one-to-one would have been a lot of effort for almost no result, since nobody knows them off the top of their head. And if you do, kudos to you. You get a trophy, and you can call me out on my, failed version. I do like the way the runes look, and ultimately, this turns out to be a very fun looking character. I'm really proud with how it turned out. We're gonna get some yellow on this thread. We're gonna start doing our lines of shadows and our highlights, as well as some extra detailed lines in here just to evoke some of the vibes. I think maybe we undo these. No, we keep them. Okay, good. For a second there, I thought we were about to get rid of them. But yeah, we'll drop in our shadows, get our highlights in here, and I'll show you the final reveal as an elephant in the costume of Winifred Sanderson. And that's going to be it for our elephant dressed as Winifred Sanderson. I think she is a delight with the bright colors, that wonderful hair, and that great trunk. It's everything you want from a animal in a costume. We're going to take them and put them into the image with our walrus from yesterday. They're also going to be joining the trick-or-treat scene, and we're going to get all the animals we do this week in there. We, of course, have 3 more to do as the week goes on, and I cannot wait to share them with you. Don't forget, we have an art gallery where I want to share your art, and we just started October Inspirations, a new thing that we're doing where we come up with a monthly theme, which this month is costume season, and all throughout the month there are prompts, ideas, words to inspire you within that theme to come up with art. You can do all of them, you can do some of them, you can do none of them, whatever you'd like. It's just meant to encourage you to draw every day or make something every day and be inspired. So our very first prompt for October 1st is going to be fire. What does that mean? Costume season fire? It can mean anything. It could be a costume about fire. It could be, something to do with fire. It doesn't have to really fit. We just like to see your art and share and grow together. We have a Discord where we share our art, where we hang out as a positive art community. We would love to see you there. So please join the Doodle Croodle and show us what you can doodle. And we'll love to see you click that link down below and join. That's it for our video today. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to remind you the one rule of my sketchy habit, which is really our sketchy habit, which is this: don't tell anyone about our sketchy habit. That's between you and me. Actually, please tell somebody. It will help the channel grow. Anyways, thanks for being here. Until next time, keep being awesome. Bye!